Vitak. Hey Artur,
Hey,
how are you?
good, good. Everything's good.
One year ago we basically we've met or we talked about it, and it was exactly 1 year ago. We had a call and we went over. It was actually two calls. It was pretty good interview. We went over your goals, struggles, visions, right? And I'm not gonna open the profile right now. I remember probably most of it. The biggest thing was like you were about 230 pounds, between 225, 230. You did you did lots of programs in the past, but they were like pretty hardcore programs, and you still lost weight, but it took you like 2 years to lose 20 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And then so we decided to put you on my program. You joined. Now fast forward, boom, 1 year later. So I think biggest one of the biggest goals, or you can tell me, and because there was few goals, and during the program, as you were crashing, you're getting such a good results. We kind of were like coming up with, hey, how about new goal? How about new goal? So there were several times we readjusted the program and came up with like new goals. But remember, if we went back now 1 year ago, and and you told me my biggest goal, right? And then biggest struggle is what? Do you remember that?
Uh, do my sports, which I love, I guess. Yeah, that was fair, one thing, but the overweight was included to that, right?
I
So
remember. That's why I kind of, I was super excited to put you on my program, because I could relate. I'm doing lots of sports myself, always did. And when you told me, hey, I cannot do sports, the sports I love, and I feel like, without sports I'm not myself.
yeah,
And then that was like, to me, something I could relate. I'm like, wow, I really want to help him out. So that was you were talking about getting back to skis, right?
right.
Getting back to volleyball.
Yep.
And when did you ski? So last year when we talked, when did you ski last time before that call?
Oh, that was 3 or 4 years ago, I guess. Yeah.
So 3 or 4 years you couldn't ski, and then the biggest concern was like your knee pain, right? You had lots
Yeah,
of knee
yeah.
pain, you had extra weight, you were afraid to even try.
No, it wasn't make sense. It was too danger to do that. That was that point. It's surgery or something else.
Yeah. So fast forward, and then your blood pressure was really high. It was like, from what I'm, without looking in the program, it was about 145 over 92, 93, maybe 95. So it was pretty
Oh,
high.
oh, I think even 110.
Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. And
Right,
and
right.
uh, what is your blood pressure now?
120/80.
Perfect. Now,
All around, kind of. Yeah. It's
so
depends what stress I put on me.
yeah, stress was definitely is a big factor, and for you too. But what is your weight right now? Because right now you're pretty much sustaining about the same
I think
same
it's
weight.
177, something like this. 77, 78.
So we could say safely that you lost 45 pounds, right? But
Uh, I think around 50. Yeah.
I think 50, because in the process we start building muscles. So the biggest thing is,
Yeah.
without looking in your program, you were starting with about 30% of body fat, and now you're hovering about 16, 17.
Yeah.
So and your muscle percentage start going up as your strength is going up. So like I tell people, hey, now you have more muscles than you had before when you were 230 pounds. Now
Yeah.
you actually have more muscles. So it's almost like you will have a stronger, bigger engine in a car, which is way slimmer. right?
Yeah,
So
because people don't know that muscle burns calories. So movement is the one thing, but you need to maintenance your muscle, and what muscle do, it's burning fat.
so today,
Basically.
there was another reason why I wanted to get on that call is number
Yeah,
one, you were on a program for 1 year, right? For 1 year. So you lost 50 pounds, half of your body fat percentage. See, that's crazy when you're thinking, wow, he lost
yeah.
half of the entire body fat. Now, how is your knee pain?
There is no knee pain.
So I had a formula. I was hoping it's gonna work based on your assessment, and I had a theory on it, and it worked, and it worked, which is amazing. Because if you were thinking, wow, I'm heading for surgery, and
Yeah.
now you're actually not feeling any pain, that's an insane, achievement. You also, you saw me a few times or more than a few times in person. We had more like a Garco Fit fun events. We did some paddle boarding. We did paddle boarding on Hudson River. You did e-foiling, and you also started learning to wing foil. So you could say kind of like, wow, these are pretty advanced things to do. Not like, oh, I'm riding a bike again. Paddling on Hudson River, that's one thing. Then e-foil, hovering above the
Oh,
water, and wing
foiling,
foiling. So,
foiling and wind foiling is a different creature. That's
so,
you
so,
need to
but
be really, really pretty athlete.
so, like very quickly, like thinking, okay, 1 year later, did you improve your mobility?
Oh, 100%.
Now, did you improve your endurance? And I'm talking about the cardiovascular endurance, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
walking, and also muscular endurance.
Everything changed. My posture changed.
Your posture change. We build
Yes.
muscles on your postural chain.
My
Your
flexibility. Listen, my flexibility right now, it's like 1 to 10, it's 10. I can
good.
do things like calisthenics things in a beginner level.
Yeah. Now your strength improved drastically. You're
Yes,
kind of
growing up,
doing pull-ups, dips. You're
growing
doing
up.
single leg exercises. So the exercises that we even started doing plyometrics. But so it's 1 year. It seems like, wow, it's a long time, right? Like you're thinking most people would think, wow, 1 year is a long time. But whenever I have clients, I tell them, listen, in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, people decline, and especially you committed in the hardest part of the year, which is Thanksgiving, before Christmas or during Christmas, New Year's. So most people would decline, or you could go this way because they're gaining weight, right? They're doing less, they're gaining weight, they're drinking alcohol. So from mid-November to probably mid-January, they're probably gaining 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 pounds. Who knows? And then it's like, wow, now I need to push. So they start running. And if they had problems like you did with the knees or hips or back, they get injured. And the journey is over. the the New Year resolution is over because now I end up with ACL injury or back issues.
That's true.
So during the program, during like 1 year, did you feel like I was pushing you to extreme limits as far as like training? You're training at home. All your workouts you did at home. Then later we signed for a gym, but that was more like using sauna, some rowing machines. But majority of training in first few months you did at home, 100%.
Listen, you have pushed me enough to do my thing. You are a good motivator. That's the one thing.
I
But
push you just enough to get results.
exactly, there is nothing extreme. You need to listen to your body. You need to push it, but if you feel it's danger, you stop it. That's it. But that's your own concern. You haven't been at this moment when pain, for example, appear for a second, right? So you need to be a judge. You going farther or not? But uh, the, the- basically what you did the whole plan, and you didn't push it like all over my limits. That's what I'm saying. You push enough to do the thing safely, and that was mine the biggest concern because I told you before we started, I don't want to have any injuries. Doesn't matter how long it takes, what pressure's gonna be. The first thing it's consistency. I want to do this every day or whatever you say, but safely, because I'm almost 50. I'm not gonna win Olympics anymore, but I can feel good. So the
So
most
I think
important,
will help this. I'm 52, and
yeah,
that definitely helped. I believe so because I don't have any injuries, and I'm smarter about my training than I was in my 20s. I don't do even
yeah.
half of it. I'm still getting results, and I think you were patient enough not to fall into a trap like no pain, no gain.
No, no, it's always be good pain. The good pain is a good sign
Yeah,
because your body adapting. Uh, the injured pain, you done. That's the
that's
difference.
right.
So
So
there was no like a critical line. Everything went smooth, and that's the most important thing, right?
so so I think that if you ask me, and maybe you have different opinion on that, I think the most challenging thing was the food, right? And
Food and sleep.
food and sleep, and
Yeah.
and food, we tweaked a little bit. It wasn't difficult at the beginning. Then we decided to do detox plan for 30 days, and that's definitely it's definitely challenging, right? But it creates definitely uh, a massive momentum in the results, and it's teaching you also like the things that normally you would not know, right?
Oh yeah, that this salary set. It's just power up the whole metabolism thing like
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
And besides cleansing and anti-aging and all this thing, whatever was included. But
yeah,
when it starts once and you keep consistency, it goes itself.
yeah.
That's what I can say. At least in
I,
my
I,
body.
I'll pull out your account quickly just to show just the weight, just the weight, and so we kind of like so we where's the weight? So this is what's good on the program. Not only we have your weight, right, but we have the body fat and muscle percentage. And so as far as the weight, I want to go 1 year. Okay, 1 year. And so you see that here, was it more? Let me see. So here you peaked, yeah, you peaked about 219, so let's say 220, right? 220.
Mhm.
And you were losing weight very steady and consistently. This was when you joined. So like I said, during holidays there was like up and down, but you didn't gain much. And then there was a little peak. So from 220, and we went down. We started cell reset probably about here, right? In February.
Yeah, beginning of February.
Yeah, it was like in the February. So so let's say you lost about 20 pounds without the detox plan. But the detox plan, you were consistently losing, getting down. And let's say you stopped over here. I think you did it for extra week or two. So instead of 4 weeks, you did like 6 weeks. And that was about here. You continue losing. Even after you got off the cell reset, you were continue losing. And here things start stabilizing, right? 75, 74, back here, up and down, up and down. So you were able to stabilize this weight from April. So April now is end of November, so 6 months. So you feel like this weight is like for you, it's not a big deal to maintain that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't count calories or do other thing. I just do regular thing, and you know.
And that's the goal, for maybe counting calories if that's necessary, at the beginning, but then not to do that, but getting to that point where your body's stabilizing. This is huge, like this is massive, because I know sometimes I had another client we never talked about blood pressure, but I realized his blood pressure was super high, and now it's actually, so yours was 145 over about 101, here 96 over 75, right? So you totally, right here, 120 over 80. This must be a stress at work on occasions. So you're able to stabilize nicely. So I'm gonna get rid of the share screen. What I do? Not too sure. See, now I don't even know how to fold it. Stop share. Here we go. So yeah, so long journey. What's your vision for next 6 months, 1 year, for the 10 years, 20 years? You mentioned you're almost 50, and
Keep
you
going.
you 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 got back. You got back playing tennis. That was one of the things.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh wow, now I want to play tennis. So you actually play tennis first time in how long?
Few years, I guess. I don't remember even.
So how did you feel playing tennis?
No problems at all. No problems at all.
So you got back playing tennis. You got back now skiing. Yesterday was your first day. You have no soreness today, right? No
That's right.
soreness. You paddle boarded. I'm talking about paddle boarding with me. That's a little different,
In the choppy
because
waters, there is no easy way with you.
we're
You know,
talking
it's
about
always
narrow boards, choppy waters, lots of balance, lots of core. So,
that's
and
true.
lots of work. So that's a little different than paddleboarding on the lake with your friends.
Always
So
challenges.
you had I don't know how many sessions on the foils, but let's say five. I
Yeah,
would say about five, and you actually hovering above the water. So you e-foiling, and you learning wing foiling, which is some people could say, wow, this is really advanced sport. So vision for the future. Give me some ideas.
mm, pull-ups and push-ups. That's for sure.
So strength training, push-ups,
Yeah,
pull-ups.
that,
Okay, pistol
that's one.
squat, pistol squat.
Pistol squad, I guess. Yeah, and yeah, making things stronger.
How about live sports?
I always like group sports. It's
So
more social than better for me.
so let me ask you this,
But
because that's what I feel like about myself, and let me ask you if maybe you feel similar. Now with this shape that you are after 1 year of training with me, and
mhm.
you going on skis, or you playing tennis,
Hmm.
Do you feel like you can actually be better than you were 5, 10 years ago?
If I'm better now,
If you're gonna go now and ski this season, right,
mhm.
or play volleyball or play tennis, do you feel like you have better physical preparation, better mobility, strength, power,
Oh,
movement in general?
100%, especially movement range. My movement range, it's crazy good. I can do things. I can't believe this. Even like flat squats with no pain and stable. I can drink coffee in this position with straight back and not even thinking I'm doing this. So that's for me. It's like when this happened. Uh,
Uh-huh.
seriously.
It happened during last year.
Yeah.
That's the answer. 1 year.
I didn't even. I haven't thought even. I will go so far, to be
Yeah,
honest. In at least not in 1 year.
yeah.
Uh, and I haven't pushed myself like to the edge. I just did whatever was to be said, to me follow. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You're very consistent. You did everything was on the program, 100%, and that's why you got results. So I'm excited, because we're gonna go skiing and snowboarding together,
Yep.
and in spring we're gonna continue getting on the water, getting you, foiling and wing foiling, and I'm planning to do some more events next year, so it'll be fun.
Nice.
You definitely gonna be, one of the top guys over there.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm gonna
Be
stop
happy.
recording, but don't jump off the program yet.
Okay.
So thank you for jumping on the call, and thank you for
No
being
problem.
on this program for 1 year. Okay,
Thank you.
awesome.